sitting there in front of that mirror, girl. You got makeup down your face, and the pain you feel is an all too familiar feeling. I've been in your place. Don't get so hard on yourself, 'cause you got trouble sleeping alone at night. I'm just asking you to believe in me, baby, like you're in Babylon and I'm the utmost high. Back to Little Wrist Big Fist, home of the hits. You're currently listening to the new single by New Suede, Believe. You better believe it's going to the top of the charts. In this episode, we talk about the organizations and leadership's roles that they can require. We also talk about collaborative efforts and how they can only lead to better things. Also, we mention the behind the scenes of the music and the film industry and how they converge and relate. We also talk a little bit about Shaw Audio. Get amped up. Lastly, you can find New Suede's Believe on any streaming service of your preference, or you can download it on Bandcamp at whichever price you ever may desire.
Little Wrist Big Fist!
In my plain sight.
Let's see. One.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Wow, that was
That was
yeah, I like that.
Now we start.
Dang,
That was great.
we must
Starting off
begin.
right.
Oh,
We're here, we're back in this thing. What's
welcome
up?
back to Little Wrist Big Fist.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So we got some people here. Actually, we ain't even at the crib. We're
Yeah, we are
doing
over
a
here.
first remote podcast.
We are on Tater Peeler Road.
Dude, I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Is it the 10th weirdest street name?
It was, for I don't know if it's changed, but the last few years, it's the 10th weirdest street name in America.
We're
officially.
gonna put it in stone. Right
Chase
here.
Rice
In other
even
words,
has like
when-
a song he's gonna come out with it, supposedly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, in
Took a
other
picture-
words,
he took a
like
picture of it.
BFE,
Yeah.
pretty much, in the middle of nowhere.
At least.
I love this
A
stuff.
little further than that.
I like it.
Yeah, you know it's crazy. I was on Instagram or something, and I saw a picture of Tater Peeler Road, and I can't remember where I saw it. I don't believe I
You're
saw it
bullshitting.
from your. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I don't remember seeing it from your end, and then you sent us your address,
There you go.
and yeah, and it was Tater Peeler, and I was like, what? This is crazy.
You know the story behind it?
Yeah.
Why it's called
Hold
that?
on, wait,
Yeah, I
let's
do.
figure out who we're talking about first.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's our first repeat, or how'd you say it earlier?
First
I guess I'm the
repeat
first
guest.
repeat guest.
Repeat guest, yes.
First
Sometimes
returning.
We have guests, sometimes
First
we
guest.
don't.
I want a
But,
trophy.
Yeah, we'll get you something.
Okay.
We'll get you a shirt or something.
A sticker.
I like stickers.
Yeah, we should get him stickers
Or an
with our cartoon
exclusive.
faces on them.
Exclusive something.
Yeah,
Over.
I like it. All right, Isaac Shaw, everybody. You want to give a little intro about who you are and what you
do, dude?
What do you want people to know about you?
Ooh, good.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, we're not that
a
long.
great question.
All right, so I'm Isaac. Currently a student at Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah.
Video and film production is the official title.
Killing it.
So I do a lot of stuff with the truck, do engineering and stuff for that, shooting cameras, all that jazz.
Yep.
Do a lot of editing for freelance all over Nashville.
Yeah, you're working steady. We know that.
Yeah,
Facts.
doing a few travel dates around here. It's been fun. I do a little bit of stuff for like tours, like doing LED stuff, all the video walls, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of me in a nutshell, I reckon.
Yeah.
Diving
Multimedia.
into technology.
Yeah,
That's
multimedia,
crazy, man.
visual, anything like that. That's me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically,
And he knows a little audio.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
Forgive me, bye.
basically, you handle so many cables, you could be a qualified electrician, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay.
I would say that's accurate. Who else we got here today with us?
Hey,
Mr. Zach.
what's
Leonard. How are you?
doing good, man.
Zach's
You want to
attacking.
give? Let's give this man. I wish I had the sample deck so I could do some epic intro.
Look.
Yeah,
Little wrist, big-
little wrist,
yeah.
big fist.
We don't have it
We'll
today,
add him in,
sorry,
maybe
guys.
in post. We'll do it in post, right? Isn't that what the video guys say all the time?
Nah,
Yep,
that's the
uh,
worst
post.
phrase ever.
20
We'll keep it
24/7.
organic.
But what's up, man? Who are you? What do you do?
What's up?
We know you, but what did they not know that you want them to know?
Well, I'm Zach Leonard. I'm a senior over at MTSU with the rest of these fine folks. Man, what do I do? I do mostly the live video production stuff, so I'm still video and film production is my
Okay.
major, but I don't really
Yeah.
delve into the film side. So like live stuff when it comes to like in-studio stuff like news or like the amp entertainment type
Mhm.
deal where we have live concerts and stuff,
Right.
to sporting events like basketball and football for ESPN3, and
Okay.
we've even done like Jackson mayoral debates and stuff.
And what's your main role that you play, like during a sporting event or something? Like
Well-
what? Tell people that have zero idea about like how that works.
Professionally, I'm a cam op kind of by
Okay.
trade, trying to
Okay.
work up into directing. With the truck at school, I mostly direct and produce. So last year I directed, and this year I'm stepping up into producing, and I have no idea what the.
I was just about to ask, is it a
It-
completely different gig or?
it-
I mean,
it's
obviously, but I mean, I don't know.
it's kind of one and the same.
It's kind of like being a different member in a band. Like,
yeah.
It's totally different, but it's kind of the
Exactly.
same.
You're
Yeah.
still there,
The
but
producer's like I guess the idea guy kind of thing, where he puts,
Right.
puts all the, like for a sporting event, I got to get all the graphics I want in, I
Mhm.
got to learn everything about the teams and the players and stuff like that, and I got to contact the venue and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
He's also in charge of like
So
the
it
story
requires
that
a lot of
happens.
research.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the director kind of
executes it.
goes in the day of and puts it in play what the producer wants and tells the story like that.
so they make certain people do certain things.
Yeah,
or whatever,
exactly,
get people
exactly.
in place, get whatever you need basically.
Yeah, and then
So
once
you work
show-
for me now, type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so when
Good.
show happens, producer and director right next to each other. Producer says he wants a replay, director makes it happen, and then the director cuts to whatever camera and
Nice.
graphic package he wants out of it. So
Sweet.
that's my dig.
That's fun.
I like that. Isaac has had the unfortunate opportunity of working with me on some of these games and stuff. working
No,
replay
it's
and
always
stuff.
fun. It's a pleasure.
You guys get along well though. You guys like I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah, it's
during the AMP
synergy.
events that we've done, the showcases that we've done, it's been
Yeah, y'all have
hearing-
been awesome.
getting the
Like,
audio.
Every showcase we've had,
You
every
guys-
time y'all come out.
We love Andy
This
guys.
man,
He's
this
always
man
doing
was
stuff.
this man was on it last time. He was
Thanks,
on
guys.
it, and you guys were just like back and forth, just cool, calm, and collected.
And
like,
then-
you know,
we do.
You
Yeah,
know
guys
what
are
we're doing.
fun, man.
And
I mean,
Isaac helped save Y2K because we.
Oh yeah.
Good
I've never heard what
Those
around
times.
Yeah.
I have never seen
Yeah.
Dusty's face.
I was
so stressed
so-
out.
yeah.
You were
Finals. Don't even
white
talk about
snares.
finals or anything like that.
During
like,
finals,
I
we
didn't
had
sleep
what,
the night
like
before.
8 acts. We had what, like I think we had 6 computers rendering out graphics for it.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
because we needed
ridiculous.
it.
I was trying to
We were
Five
find
minutes
making
in
them.
mile
We
radius.
were making them like act before. It was good stuff.
That was fun.
Good
Yeah.
times.
man.
When I walked in and saw Isaac and you, I was like, all right, we're in good hands. We're good, but Dusty's freaking out.
Yeah, I didn't like
I mean, I don't-
externally freak out as much as I did internally. I felt like I
We
couldn't.
knew you
I
were
read you pretty.
freaking
You were
out.
pretty.
Yeah,
You were
I was
pretty in
like,
there.
oh my
you were
gosh.
deep in there.
You were
Yeah,
excited
okay,
to
whatever.
say the least.
That was wacky.
It was. There was a lot of time spent on those graphics.
What
There was
did
a lot of stuff that got
The
like.
product
There was
was
a lot of
fantastic,
things
though.
that we
Look at-
did that didn't get used.
Thank you.
For that,
I bet.
and it was a learning experience for a lot of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The Y2K stuff is probably a good case study of all the different elements
Yeah.
and organizations kind of
Yeah.
meshing it together.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy
Absolutely.
what you can do when you pull different organizations that serve
Yeah.
for different purposes together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We got a lot
And
of
on that note,
yeah. Amp Entertainment.
part of the reason we've kind of all gathered here is between the 4 of us here, we represent most almost all of them.
Yeah, I guess we're
We're,
kind of like
yeah,
Media.
we
Yeah.
swing
Yeah,
a
media.
big fist in the media and entertainment sector.
Yeah, we got a lot of organizations represented. So just
Yeah.
talk about that. What's happening on
Yeah.
everybody's radar and
Yeah,
what's
So,
to come.
do you want to start with AMP or Film Guild?
let's start with some stuff that you guys are doing because I feel like we went on a spiel last episode a little bit about AMP because I was super excited, which I am.
Yeah,
now.
we
had a
did- we
meeting
did.
last night, so like get me on a roll and it's going.
it's going.
Then
It's
it's
going.
a done deal.
It's going.
Let's do this. Let's go Zach first because he's got 2 organizations under his
Oh,
belt.
jerk.
So
Okay.
This
we'll let him
man.
do one.
Let's
I'll do
go.
another. Maybe good jump to you, the one
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
circle it.
So I'll start off with MT10.
Okay, go for it.
So MT10 is kind of the
And what do you do there? Zach?
student run. Well, I'm going to be the general manager of it this year.
Nice.
Oh, the
Good for you.
OGM.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at
He's
it.
always
Yeah.
at the top of the food chain.
I know.
It's the
Sounds
world
good.
works, my man. I'm just kidding. But
Are you graduating soon?
I'm graduating in May 2018.
Okay, so this is you're like okay, I'm
Yeah, it's the
trying to
last
do as
year
much
out.
as possible.
2K18, baby.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Just trying to get a job. Hire me.
So if you're looking for my resume, you can
My
find
number
it.
is-
We'll put a link to your resume on the description. That'd be
That'd be
great.
great. So MT10 is the student-run television station that goes out to Murfreesboro, and we also have you can access us online and everything. And it is we have a staff advisor, but it is a fully student-run television
Mhm.
station, and we have to go
That's
to the
awesome.
city of Murfreesboro and like tell them
Oh,
why
wow.
we need to stay operational and why
Really?
we should get this
Every
'cause-
year?
Yeah, because if you think about it, we're taking up as a college, we're taking up somebody's airtime where they could have another show on there.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Instead, they choose us, so we have to kind of, I wouldn't say fight for it. I mean, they're
Plead
usually
your
pretty
case.
But
supportive.
prove
Yeah.
that you're capable
Exactly.
of
And that's kind of
yeah.
been a problem in the past few years because there hasn't been a whole lot of product being pushed out on our station. Once we kind of dove into Film Guild and with live stuff with our production truck and stuff, it's like
Mhm.
people kind of stopped making shows for the station. So
Too busy or not enough people?
Well,
or-
it's a little bit of both. And
Mhm.
some of it is laziness.
Yeah.
Some of it is people just switching their focus to other items that are supplied by MTSU.
Right.
Mhm.
But there's really not an excuse because people used to do it.
Lay it on.
Yeah, and this is
Tell
gonna be your
people,
career,
Get off
too.
your ass and get it
Exactly.
or get left behind.
Exactly, man. It's all about the work. So
That's right.
we're my big initiative this year is trying to get people to push doing more shows and
Yeah.
make
I
more
love it.
content and stuff, and everybody can produce a show.
Yeah.
You just
Kind of
gotta put in
inspire
work.
some more people to kind of get out and give them a reason to do
like,
something.
Right out the gate on Saturday, I'm doing a tailgate show over at Tailgate, kind of like a college game day type deal.
Right.
We're gonna do it all in Walnut Grove, bringing out a desk, bringing out. We have a flight pack with a little tiny switcher, graphics package and stuff in there. It's gonna be a good time, and so that's the first week of school we're making a show. So
Wow.
That's sweet.
I'm getting in some freshmen.
Do you
Coming
have
out
your?
swinging.
Do you have
Jumping
your? Or is that what
in
you're going to do? Is
early.
recruit freshmen?
Yeah, so I've
Or-
already been talking to a couple of them that are really on fire about getting their feet wet. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
And how important is recruitment, would you say, for an organization?
you got to start early, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a
It's-
freshman coming in, like you got to just jump in.
Yeah.
Like-
There's really no time to waste because you'll be wishing you would have.
Exactly.
That's what happened to me
That's what I
at
ran
least.
into.
It's
Yeah.
just it's
So how did
unfortunate.
you how'd you get a hold of these people?
One of them's mostly I've reached out to friends, and so friends hire friends. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get my buddies in. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I need a graphics op, and I need like a couple cameras to come and do this. And usually they're like, yeah, sure, because we trust each other in the things we do.
Yeah.
And then actually a friend of mine's little brother, he's a big video head, so he was like, hey, can I help you with this show? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Please.
we need it.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
And he's already done a little bit of work and research for me. And he's doing really good.
That's sweet.
That's
cool.
what's up, man.
So is it just you running, or like what's the team?
Well,
Leadership wise.
so I got Brett Gilbert. He's going to come in and help me produce some because he's more, I
So
guess,
you guys-
customed.
Voiceovers?
No,
What's his name? Brad.
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 Okay, never mind.
No.
Sorry.
Oh,
Continue.
that, yeah. I know
That
what you're
Brad?
talking
Dude,
about.
I
Yeah.
love Brad.
That Brad.
Dude, Brad's cool.
He's feeling good. I'll talk to him in a minute.
Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out to Brad.
Shout out, Brad.
But yeah, Brett's kind of he's going to be like the head producer. I'm kind of directing it, but it was my baby that I've kind of put
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I mean that's pretty much it. I just want people to come out, make more shows, and be more jazzed about having a television station at the in the palm of your hands.
It's
yeah,
almost-
you can do so much with it.
Exactly.
It's
You can
almost
do
like
anything with
you
it.
can't really put it into words until you just have to bring people there and kind of
Yeah.
show them what's going on, and then
Yeah,
they'll
no way
get
to
pumped
learn
about
about
it.
it.
Don't cuss and don't show like naked ladies, and you're good. Like you can
Good
put
to
anything
go.
You
on
got a
there.
broad spectrum of things.
Yeah.
Start a soap opera.
Exactly.
I mean,
There you go. What's
Dusty,
the
you
stuff
should be
that
a
Tim
soap
does that
opera star.
is like
Give me a roll.
people don't know? Like people know like the Studio One, like
Well, we actually have 3 studios, and that's something
I
a
thought
lot of
we had
people don't know.
3 film studios?
We're
Yeah.
all learning.
Three studios. So we got Studio 1 is the one everybody knows, the big one.
With the LED wall.
That's
The
where you
LED
guys
wall.
came out for AMP
Yeah,
Yeah,
events,
exactly.
That was
the
where it's at.
showcases.
Yeah, that's where AMP was, and then we have a green screen studio, which we're actually moving News to this year. News is our #1 show because that's the one everybody wants to get
Yeah.
into journalism stuff like
Okay.
that.
And even in radio play, like
Yeah.
news is going up
Exactly.
amongst their generation.
It's huge. But yeah, we got a green screen studio, and so we have a TriCaster in there, and you can pump in virtual sets and animate them and all this stuff, and that's that. It's pretty cool. It needs to. We're trying to update some stuff, and we bought some more sets, and more people can use it and stuff. So that's getting upgraded. And
More
then-
sets to upload onto the green screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then we got Studio 3, which is actually in the LRC building.
Okay.
And it's on
Really?
the bottom floor. Nobody knows about it. It seems like unless you've
It's a
kind
good
of
dungeon.
been doing this for a while. It's pretty nice. It used to be trash, but the engineers came in and like cleaned it all up. It's got a TriCaster in there too, but it's got
What's a
3
TriCaster?
cameras.
Because I don't know.
So a TriCaster is kind of like an all-in-one unit where it's GPU based rather than hardware based. So it's like a computer running a switcher for video.
Okay.
So it makes sense instead of it being all like hardware, like a huge switcher, like the Sony we have in the main studio and Studio One.
Okay.
It's all computer based. So it's
Okay.
basically like a.
Does it
how
make
do I
it easier
compare
to
this
go
to
edit
audio?
later? As
so
well?
yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, Switcher
like
is
a-
like will control all the inputs and outputs that are going
Yeah,
for the whole
so-
studio. That's what the main part of Switcher is.
Yeah.
So they're very small but powerful
It's how you cut
switchers.
and
It's
dissolve.
almost like having. I can record and make music on a laptop, or I can go into a studio with a console and all the
Yeah,
channels.
yeah,
and
yeah,
gear,
it's kind of the same
that
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Like that. We always find a way to do that. I love it.
That's
You
really
relate
great.
audio
Me
to
and you can
video.
gel.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
all
great.
the time.
So what about Film Guild, my man?
Yeah. So I'm an officer at Film Guild. I'm actually taking over the treasurial role this semester.
Oh, so you got that dough.
Hey,
I got
yo.
the
Swinging.
checkbook. So
Holla.
Got about $2.
and no, I can't just write hot checks. I did have
I
that.
was gonna ask you after.
So yeah, so Film Guild, for anyone who doesn't know, is a completely student run. We also have a faculty sponsor as well, but they're
Right.
pretty hands off.
Yeah, we have to.
And we have to
sponsor.
have the paperwork and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Otherwise,
which-
we would be so lost
yeah.
Yeah.
on paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, it's rough. But anyway, so it's completely run student, if you want to say, film studio for lack of better wording at the moment. So we'll do any projects. We do a lot of student projects as far as like we actually do members projects. So
Yeah.
XYZ person comes in and says, I have a script, and we have maybe 3 or 4 other people that pitch their script or whatever. Everyone in the organization, helps pick one they want to do, and then we just go do it. But difference is we actually go out, spend some money, spend some time, use our connections that the seniors may have, and we pull everyone's resources together and make it as professional as we possibly can.
So it's not just like some DIY project. It's like
No,
hey,
we're not.
like,
We're not
I'm
on the
here.
back lawn of
Right.
Murphy Center,
Yeah.
doing a YouTube video. We're actually like.
You're not me walking around with a GoPro.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
vlogging.
All
And
right.
y'all are gaining so much experience doing that.
Yeah, so we actually get the biggest thing is we rent actual cinema grade gear. So we may rent
Kind of like
red.
you did for 54 Fest.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
close. So we'll get like for camera nerds out there like RE kits. Bring those in. We'll get reds. We'll get all the biggest and best stuff we can because we have actually a pretty good relationship with like the Nashville rental houses around here.
Mhm.
There's a lot of MTSU alumni that run those actually.
Okay.
So
plug.
between
Yeah.
those, we can get gear in and actually get students, freshmen, like, okay, here's a $60,000 cinema camera, learn it. Here's
Oh,
do your shoot
wow.
there,
Wow, that's great. That's experience and a half.
Yeah, and complete student run. And what's sad is you're not going to get any of that at the classes.
Yeah.
That's what kind of makes me upset.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother tangent
Yeah.
for a whole
But,
nother
I
episode.
mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like I think that there's things I don't like and things I like about that, but the things that I do like about that is the people that are actually going out and taking initiative to do stuff outside of class and actually get some stuff done. They get the chance to use something big and and learn something new because they took the initiative.
Yeah.
It's you can go to class and get taught what everybody else is learning, or you can do a little extra and get learn.
Yeah. So some of the other stuff that Film Good does, we do a lot of like workshops and stuff too. So
explain a workshop to me because we were actually talking about this the other day.
What would a Film Guild workshop look like?
What is that?
pick a subject: lighting, camera,
Well,
sound.
let's go.
You have one on editing.
So yeah, we've
Okay.
done one on editing a few times.
You know me, I love video editing now.
Oh, yeah,
learning.
I know.
So
So cool. So I'm kind of, I guess you could say, the local editor at campus. I guess you could say.
Okay.
So a lot of things I do is teach people. Will take an hour maybe, and I'll go, okay, here's the things I've learned in 6-8 year span. Like, okay, here's the mistakes. Here's the ways to do it faster. Here's
Like pro tips.
Yeah, pro tips kind of. Just
Shortcuts and
shortcutting
Editing
your
for dummies.
shortcutting your experience curve as best you can, because I want to help people. I'm like,
Right.
Yep.
It doesn't
That's
hurt.
another
It doesn't
good
really
thing
hurt
about
me.
all us four right here is that we all share that common interest. Like,
Yeah.
we want to reach out and help like people that came in and did stuff that are going to do stuff that we did,
Yeah.
like make stupid mistakes of not going out to organizations or
Mhm.
whatnot. Good, yeah.
Yeah,
like
cool.
that.
So like we'll do stuff like that, and I've taken people from taking a project that takes 6 hours, and I can have them knock it out in 2.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, not to brag, but
Right.
I've just learned the tricks.
That's
I've
66%
put in,
piece.
I put in enough years where I've learned the mistakes, and I've been hired enough out in the real world where I've learned from other editors who are actually more professional. Have 30, 40 years, whatever years. So I'm trying to help people shortcut that.
Me and
Okay.
Isaac have worked together all summer doing the custom videos.
Yeah, the freshman
Oh.
which
graduation.
is just loads of fun. But
Shout out MT.
it was actually a really cool experience because Isaac, you taught me a lot about like
Cool.
editing and stuff, and like you've quickened my workflow a lot. I was
Sweet.
sitting there editing with my girlfriend the other day, and I was like, check out what Isaac taught me.
Look at this.
Oh, wow,
Wait.
that's actually really cool because she has to edit a lot and stuff too.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
handling some students.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't like editing, which is fine. There's a lot of days I don't
I
want
think
to
it's
do it.
Well, I always do it to music and do like what I want to do, so I can't
Yeah,
say
that's fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's a few keyboard shortcuts and buttons and stuff.
Dude, you
that-
showed me 2 the other day. Well, I mean, you showed me more, but 2
especially
that are going to
yep.
save me hours.
Exactly.
It's
Hours.
a good old Rickle roll.
Oh
You
my
have
gosh,
really
dude,
good
so
idea.
exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, so anyways, so not only myself, we also have our leadership team is different various skills levels. Like there's me, there's someone who's a gaffer there's someone who's set design. There's all different types of leadership. And what really at the core of Film Good is older, more senior classmates that have gone out and have gotten help from the past alumni, passing down the torch and passing down the skill levels. That's kind of the root of it.
Okay.
So it's a lot of kind of mentorship almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mentorship and we're doing projects at the same time. That's kind of like the core of it.
Yeah.
It's super fun. So I enjoy it.
And then
It's
from
kind
there,
of like a
you
little
kind of
family.
take it and run.
Yeah.
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 And we have a little family. We do workshops. We help people. We get networked. We actually try to get people jobs.
Yeah.
Most of the professional jobs I've had, at least in the film area, have been from Film Guild connections, which has been awesome.
Really.
Really.
Yeah, I've not gotten a single job, quote unquote, from normal classes.
It ain't work. We love what we do.
Yeah, I mean it's
great.
a passion. I thank myself every day that I get. I don't have to have a real job, at least right now.
Yeah.
I'm not flipping burgers. I've done that. So
Actually, you just
Same.
flipped us some burgers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
man.
were delicious.
Isaac did.
that was, that was some passion.
Fire burgers.
It was made with love.
We
It was
appreciate
good.
it,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
So
What's up?
On to you.
What else?
On
On
to
to
you.
me. On to us. On to Amp.
So
Man, Amp's still pretty fresh. It's still really fresh. It's
yeah,
like
this
a
is
year
gonna
old
be the third semester AMP is
in effect.
in effect. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy
That is weird.
because this is a short time. It's like a short timeline, but it just seems like there's so much growth.
Yeah.
you have
We
so
did a
many
lot.
people.
Yeah.
That's what gets me is that
Yeah.
there's so many
I'm
people
making us
back.
look bad. They've been here for a while.
Yeah, no, jeez.
I mean, like, we can't thank, like, Rachel and Dari and Jake
Jake,
and them
mhm.
enough for, like, what they initially did. And, like, when I got involved in AMP was because Maggie had mentioned my name to Rachel and Jake and them. And then I went and met Rachel, and we met in Starbucks. And she was like, what do you want to do? And it's basically like up to you. Like
Like a
you
blank
lay it
slate.
out on paper. Like you show
Yeah.
show me that you're passionate about it, basically. You know what I mean? And then those people end up surfacing, and then we all like get all excited when we're together and stuff, and get stuff done.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we got who we have working with us, because there's no fees, there's no requirements, there's no. I mean, of course, you have to be doing good in class, but that's about the only requirement we have. And that's if you want to do something, we'll let you do it.
Nice. So what is AMP just in a nutshell? Give me
In
a
a
little bit of
nutshell, it's
AMP, it's a place
for it.
where
Go for it.
I get you.
Word,
I get
man.
you. AMP's a place where students and even faculty are very interested with what's going on, but it's a place where students can come collaborate and gain experience together and just throw an idea, and if it sticks, work on it, and it's going to come out. Like
Nice.
you don't really know you don't know the potential that you can realize until you actually do it with other
Gotcha.
people.
So you guys are like a sandbox for musicians.
Yeah,
to help
definitely a
push.
sandbox.
Yeah,
For-
definitely
and,
musician
and
based.
anything, yeah, definitely music based, but like, I mean, I've gotten into, the only reason I got into, like I said, I'm kind of into video stuff now, just because of AMP needed it. And I was like, well, nobody, like all my film buddies,
Step
like
up.
y'all are
Yeah.
busy, so I just stepped up and kind of learned it. And then we need like graphics and stuff, and Dusty's like, yo, like learn Photoshop, and like, you know, we just kind of like do what we think's interesting. And then what ends up happening is somebody has like some little idea, and they're like, oh, this would be cool to have an event like this. And then we'll bring it to the table, and there'll be
Put
like
lighter
4 or
fluid
5
on it.
of us.
Light it,
It
and
just
then
takes
it's
off.
Send it down the hill.
Yep, every time. And it happens. It's like sometimes it'll totally flip the idea,
yeah.
but then somebody just starts it, and then once one of it, like I said, we all get excited and passionate, so it just all starts bouncing off of the walls, and we just something sticks, and we go with it.
Nice. So what kind of stuff have you guys done? Like, give me the
The
high-
showcases is probably
Showcases?
the most important thing.
Yeah,
or
the
most
showcases are the
like,
biggest things
memorable
we've done.
things. Yeah.
But we've also had like stuff for the music business people. We've had entrepreneurship panels and people from like independent companies, like an independent music publisher came in and
like guest
stuff.
speaker stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
most definitely. And just through guest speakers, students can learn so much because you're getting the experience of people out there in the real world already doing what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like those workshops you were talking about.
Yeah,
It just
kind
gives
of try to
you.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
bring a
why I
guest.
mentioned earlier, like we all like to help other people, and especially like people coming into college that are like, oh, I don't like, I want to do this, but they'll be like, that's exactly how I was too. It was like
Sorry,
all,
I didn't
you
know
know,
what was
scared,
up
and
and
like,
Yeah, dude, I was lost until
I didn't realize
like,
what I didn't know.
I'm still
yeah,
lost.
right?
Yeah, I ain't got much better, but
We'll
at least I
help
know
you,
what I don't
fella.
know.
I was still lost until like tomorrow. Maybe
Hey,
next
you're gonna
week.
have to
That's
get
rough.
it. You're
That
gonna have
sounds
to
like
get
a
it
song
together.
Yeah, no, I got to get it together.
Dude, that is a song title, Isaac. I like that.
Lost till tomorrow.
What was it? What was it?
You said it?
Lost till tomorrow.
Lost till tomorrow.
I like
that
that a
in the
lot.
hook book. Put that in the hook book.
Yeah, in the hook book. Okay.
Lost till tomorrow.
But yeah, so basically in a nutshell, it's just basically getting people together that want to do stuff with multimedia and music, and that's usually how people get interested. It has to do with music,
Yeah.
and if you want to do stuff, be there. If you don't, stay at home.
And the cool thing about AMP is like we have events where people within different sectors in the music industry, music business, whatever you want to call it, in the RIM department, where we all conglomerate like our talents together and produce like a showcase or any type of show or whatnot. And then
Yeah.
we also have events where it's kind of focused out into like individual sectors. So we have just songwriter events or music business events, audio events, and it helps give those people more
A focused attention.
more of a focus and more practice.
Kind
in
of
that.
detailed too.
Yeah.
That way you can kind of nitpick and. You know, I'm going to try to start a new thing. I am going to start. I'm not trying to. I'm going to.
You have started.
Kind of, right. Dusty kind of did a thing last year that was, it was based getting songwriters together and out of the house. And then he created different scenarios and situations and chances for people just to learn and get their feet wet
Mhm.
Yeah.
and or capitalize on what they already know. And then just getting those similar minds together in a room. I mean, y'all know how it is.
You got to.
Yeah.
It gets nice. It gets really interesting.
That's always fun. Cool.
So that's AMP.
That's AMP in a nutshell?
Yeah.
That's
It's been
AMP
fun,
in a
man.
nutshell, yeah.
Very cool.
I've enjoyed, yeah, because me and Zach have both actually got to work with AMP stuff.
Yeah,
Doing-
we're looking forward
doing
to
either
working
the
with you
TV
guys this year.
TV segment or
We love
we did
it.
the amps or the the CMA
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man.
thing, which was sweet.
Let's make it a show.
Dude,
Hey,
we're
I'm
gonna
looking
talk.
for
we're
shows.
gonna,
We'll talk
I'm
about
telling
it.
He's
you,
looking for
okay.
shows over
We're
there.
gonna, I'm telling you, we can make it happen. We can make this happen. Let's
It's
try.
right here
Let's
first,
can
It's
we
happening.
break this out on the table a little bit right here? Can we talk about
Break
it?
it
Can we
down.
hash it out
Yeah,
just
let's
a
hash
little
it
bit?
out.
Like what? Okay, so what kind of show you want to do?
Dude, just make it
Any kind of show.
So I say we make
Is this
it
like reality
Like
type show?
concert?
I don't need no Bachelor for
The
him.
real world.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Real world
Bachelor
EMC
amp.
meets AMP.
That sounds
That'd be awesome.
ridiculous.
I mean,
Over the top,
honestly,
you already know it.
can make it whatever you want. If you want to just turn your showcases into a concert series, so we do.
I feel
So
like
we can
that's
do
a
it
great
more
idea.
often.
Yeah, I say
We'll
yeah,
do like a
I say
longer-
once every
longer
2
segment.
weeks, and you have like you can make it an hour show, but I think a 30-minute show with one artist would
Yeah.
be perfect. And you have a singer-songwriter come on like Dusty over here, and he
Ooh,
would
we
play
got
his
it.
guitar, and then he would tell a story or two during the set,
Yeah.
kind of like the songwriters that we do.
Yeah,
but
you know what
better.
we could do even is do like a little
This is it,
mini,
you're hearing it,
mini
folks.
documentary
Exactly, that's-
beforehand. We could maybe film it up, do it like say for Dusty or whatever, like do like a little spiel on like where you come
It's
from,
not
his
being in the
inspiration,
real life.
background.
and then we roll into the live, do like a live concert showcase and
Exactly.
actually do a performance.
That's exactly
That'd be dope.
what's
Yeah.
in my
Yo, this is
I
about
love
to be lit. I'm so excited. Okay, yeah. I
We'll
can't
take-
I'm-
Report
I'm-
all that.
Yeah, we need to call the AMP family. Let everybody know what's up. I'm excited.
JK.
That'd be cool.
Okay, no, for real. This is gonna happen.
We'll hash things out.
Yeah, we're gonna
Have
make this
people call my
work. So people would be
Details.
looking for
We do that.
an AMP TV. What were we
What's it
gonna call
called?
it?
What's it called?
What do y'all
Lightning round. What's it called? Go.
I
Yeah,
started
what's it
like
called?
making videos for AMP, and I call it AMP TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we could expand
More of
on
a
that and
network.
kind of
Need
do.
like a good show.
Yeah, it is like a network
get you
thing.
down.
It's definitely.
Oh,
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
I'm already kidding.
It's
Hard
starting.
veto.
Get a
This
tattoo
man
of
is
that.
good with words.
I don't think we could do
Hard
that.
beat.
We'll hash it out, but stay tuned.
Okay, cool. Zach, you want to roll into maybe some truck stuff?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of
Yeah,
something
I've
super
never-
unique to MTSU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
break it down in
I'll let
simplest
Phil in
terms a
anything
little
that he
bit.
from the other side of the
yeah,
table.
The truck is kind of my dig. I love the truck.
I like that you say that. My dig.
Thanks.
I might steal that.
So Zach, tell us about the truck.
So the truck, you hear everybody call it the truck, but what it actually is a mobile production lab, the MPL, and so it's a
Full studio on wheels.
there's how many millions? It's a
2.7
Really?
originally,
so
really?
it's a lot of
and it's been upgraded since.
It's a couple millions worth of gear in the truck. So we have we have a Sony MVS 8000 switcher.
2ME,
Yeah, and we have a
Expression Graphics.
well, yeah, we got an
Infinity.
Expression 2-channel graphic system. We have the Yamaha. Oh man, what's the Yamaha?
DMX 2000 question mark?
Yeah,
I
something
think
like
that's
that.
alright.
Whatever y'all's the Yamaha board is that y'all get to use.
Where?
I don't know. We have a Yamaha board in the truck, the same one, the Studio One that we're using.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brian knows that console, unlike me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know
Shouts out to Brian.
much about that.
Shouts out, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian's cool, man.
But there's a lot of gear, and we use all Sony cameras coming over tracks and stuff. And we
I'm a
have some
PlayStation
fiber
man
rims and
myself.
stuff. Okay. Very nice.
I never got
So-
my GameCube.
So you understand. We're upgrading our replay system from 3-play and Microns unit to I think we're keeping the
Avid.
Microns to an Avid.
Playmaker.
That's what it's called. Yeah, Playmaker. Thank you.
Okay.
Isaac was our former replay on the
Yeah?
truck. Yeah, he was our.
Shout out.
You gotta be quick for that.
you
Yeah,
can't
buddy.
give yourself
Yeah.
a shout
No
out.
joke. Oh, dude.
He said shout out. I love that.
No one likes tape off, so tape off's got to root
We
itself.
have stories for days about me just yelling at Isaac to get some replay.
And we have
always
pet names for
that.
each other. It's great.
Yeah, Isaac calls him
Kinky.
sweet tits.
That's great.
Oh, because it
What
works.
do you
It's like
call
the
Isaac?
director has like at least 20 people in his headset at all
Yep.
times and trying to put the show together
Yeah.
live.
Okay.
So it's crazy. So
That
if you
makes
just
sense.
say, "Hey Zach," he's gonna be like, "Who's calling?"
Hey,
But, like,
calling on Sweet Tits.
if,
Calling
you,
Sweet
if,
Tits.
if he hears, "Hey, sweet tits," he knows who's calling.
Dude, it
That's so you guys weren't just trying to be funny during some of
Well,
those
no, it
gigs.
started
like,
as
yo,
funny, but like,
It's stuck.
got
It's stuck.
serious, yeah.
Yeah, because I heard that during some of the events that we've done.
Oh,
and
dude,
notice he whipped right around.
Yep.
Dude, you yeah,
I was like, wow, this is a great
I
relationship.
get serious and like I'm a pretty chill dude, but like once it's work time, dude, I'm in the zone.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
you
never
gotta be.
seen you like I didn't see you. I didn't want to. I just heard you. You're intense. It was great though. Somebody's got to do it. You got to
Yeah,
be leading.
It's not anything like
Yeah, you're not rude about it. You're just getting
Yeah.
stuff done.
exactly. It's like oh man, the eclipse. So we had the eclipse.
This is about to get good.
This
I've not heard the
juicy.
story.
We had the
Exclusive.
eclipse. We had the eclipse come over our campus in TSU, and so everybody decided to put on a huge event. It was a big deal.
Who put that together, by the
So,
way? Like, who got that
Andrew-
started?
Andrew Ottman. who's I think he's the assistant marketing director.
He started that, like, getting that together?
Yeah. It
Dude,
was
he's
him
a
and the
boss.
scientist.
He's
Him
a
and the
boss.
scientist. Yeah, it was
Cool.
it was a really
Hey,
big,
shout out to the scientists.
Right.
That's crazy.
Dude,
Some
it was-
of these shout
it
outs,
was
I love
gnarly.
it.
But yeah, they did a good job putting it together, but they don't know TV, so that was kind of our job, is trying to get that
Adapt it.
rolling. And so, but it was rough. And so, that aside, we had a camera for totality. And we
Totality.
took it we took it away because we just figured one of the cameras shooting the stage could get totality. You just have to point the camera up.
Yeah.
Okay? But you can't shoot the sun until it's covered up because you'll burn the sensor and the lens.
It'll melt up.
Yeah,
And that's a
right.
lot of money.
Exactly. So you can't really check, right? So it becomes time for totality. And I'm like, all right, camera one. Go
Game
ahead.
on.
Get your camera up there and we're going to go. And so it's getting dark. Shading can't keep up. They can't boost the iris anymore. The moon's coming over the sun. And the camera is like jerking, trying to get up to the sun. He gets on call. He goes, I can't shoot the sun. I was like,
That's a problem.
What do you mean you can't shoot the
But
sun?
that was the whole point here,
Yeah,
sir.
and he was like, my tripod can't reach, and so I was barking commands. 2 and 3 shoot the sun, and
Now.
one of our engineers runs out there, and I'm calling to bring up a telescope feed and to bring in graphics to kind of cover this up on the stream. Because as long as the audience doesn't know there's a problem, there's no problem.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That's
So-
the craziest part.
Yeah, and so, we're trying to put a bandage over this while we're fixing it. And so one of our engineers runs out, pops a camera down, tries to, pushes an operator to his knees, I think, just so he could get down. Finally got an operator shoot the sun. Takes him a second to focus it because he's focusing the wrong way. So we have an out of focus eclipse at first, and he's banging my head against the desk. Still
And you're in the truck.
Yeah, I'm in the
And this is
truck.
live.
Oh my
I'm in the
gosh.
truck, and so
What's really sucky, just to interject, if that happens, that's not the camera op's fault. That's
it's my
Zach's
fault.
fault.
Yeah.
That's the crappy part.
I don't even think about it.
Hey,
like that,
can
but
y'all hear me, by the way? Can y'all a little bit? I lost some game. I'm still getting a bar level,
You're kind of low.
but
You're
my
low. Yeah, you
it
are.
went
I
down
still
on
hear
there.
you in the room.
You think I'll be good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it in post.
And we're
We're
back.
getting both. But yeah, that's what's kind of crazy about the truck. I feel like I'm supposed to be talking about the truck and talking about my personal
No, this is good.
experiences
This
with
is
No,
it.
that's. I mean,
Sorry.
that's what you have to do on the truck, though, right?
It is weird because when something screws up, it's the director and the producer's fault. Whether it's the replay and stuff. And
I'm
don't
never
worry,
gonna forget that now.
Yeah, they'll hear, whoever messed up, you'll hear it from the director and producer. But when it comes down from the higher ups and from the school or from ESPN or from BN Network or whoever,
Right.
That's on you.
yeah, it's on you.
Right.
And so that.
But when it goes great, it's also on you.
Kinda, but you have to
Oh,
turn around.
ouch.
You have to turn around and put that back on your crew.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
otherwise
you're
they're not
have
going to work for you.
You're not gonna have a crew
Yeah.
next time.
Okay.
That's something
I
Zach,
got
I
you.
will commend. He won't say it because he's too humble, but he is good at doing the leadership role and keeping the team motivated and
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
He's very with that.
That's what's up.
He also
That's a
he also
great skill
trusts
to have.
enough people that know what they're doing well. Like for instance, the graphics operation. We usually do is we leave it what we call hot.
Mhm.
So whatever the graphics come in, so it's a blank slate, but if the operator activates it, it's going on the screen no matter what instantly as soon as he does it.
Yeah.
They can control it to bring it off and on if they want to, but most of the time they just leave it hot.
Yep.
So whatever the graphics op does, they trust that the graphics op and the rundown, and they talk to them that the graphics op can do it correctly every time, perfectly.
That's the thing.
Wow.
With-
Is that what you do?
What are we doing?
That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do,
Yep.
big boy.
So
but-
you see mess up.
Sweet
Zach's
kids.
fault. Remember, I said that.
but that's the thing with this, especially with the truck, because I don't see it as much in MT10. I don't see it as much with other programs I've been involved in here at the school. But with the truck, it's seen as a professional production company when you're a part of Media Arts Production. Media Arts Productions is kind of like the cream of the crop with everybody that we're bringing in. So we have to interview people.
Right.
We have to go through a vetting process. They fill out applications and everything, and once
What's kind of like the requirement for that kind of stuff?
well,
I
wouldn't
mean, I
it's
wouldn't
as
say
much-
requirement, but what gets you in the door?
It's kind of experience. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that sounds kind of weird because this is where you're getting experience, but it's more so like your work ethic. So
Okay.
it's normally the director, the producer, and the production manager, and sometimes the TD sit in on the hiring process, and we are the ones interviewing the people, and that's what we did last year. And so I, as a director, kind of got to get with my producer, but it was mostly up to me. I got to handpick my camera operators.
Nice.
I got
Yeah,
to work.
that's really nice.
Yeah, I got to pick my graphics guy, replays and stuff, and that's where we got Isaac. And
Blush.
And you also kind of recruit throughout the year. So like if I see somebody do a show or do something, and I'm like, man, they'd be really good. Like with Isaac, I'm like, he's a good editor. He would be good on replay because they're kind of similar in the way that their workflow goes. Okay, You're
Making
seeing-
decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make decisions, and you pick the best angle for a TV show.
Yeah.
So that's how we got Isaac. And there's some other people that I'm like, well, they're good at filmic stuff. They're good at lighting, and they're good at composition. They'd be a good handheld operator. Or, somebody like this puts in a lot of work, and they're technically minded, and they understand how point A gets to point C. So
Right.
maybe
Wow.
they could be the
Not
technical
even B.
director. Well, you got to
Jumping
you got to
around
bypass B with a DA.
Ah, true.
But it's that kind of thing. So it's like, your friends hire friends, and friends hire good people. So I have a lot of friends.
Dude,
and
I like that. Say it again one more time.
friends hire friends, and friends hire good people.
I like that a lot.
So
That's the title episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire people I like working with, but at the same time, I'm gonna hire somebody who can do the job. So
Right.
like we're all friends, but if Joe Blow over here is
Drunk
not the guy,
every time he goes
Yeah.
on set.
yeah, or if he's not the guy,
That happens, doesn't it?
More
Uh,
than
time to
it's-
time.
more than you'd think.
It's happened before. If he's not the guy to be my replay op or my shader or whatever, he's not going to get the job. I don't care how good friends we are. He's not going to have a good time because he's not going to know what to do, and the crew's going to suffer for it and stuff like that. And that sounds like
Yeah.
harsh, but that's just kind of how it is because we are supposed to be the elite group.
Mhm.
And we were formerly EMC Productions, so if you hear me say EMC Productions, I'm talking about MAP Productions.
Yeah, it's
MAP.
almost like putting together a sports team. Like,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for the
Ooh,
team.
yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
We're our whole separate team. We have meetings. I like to have meetings. I like bringing everybody in together.
Yeah, it's nice to reconvene.
Yeah, we hang out. We go get a beer after the game and stuff.
Yes, sir. Boulevard. Be
Yep.
there. Be
Well,
square.
Dude, that's
I
the
feel
spot
like that's
for
the spot after all like
events.
Exactly. I've been there with
Yeah.
Amp.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We've been there for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Catch me in
Hang out
there
together,
every
Boulevard.
Monday night. After
Right?
9
Have
Catch me
off,
outside
my
at the Boulevard.
dude. But the truck in general is just like one of the. It's just a breeding.
It's a
ground.
whole new
He
environment.
said $2.7 million.
That's what
Something
they
like that,
started
yeah.
that, but they put money into it
It's
as
just-
it goes on.
That
it's
just
a
blows my mind.
breeding ground of success. And it's just people go in there, and if you, at least with Media Arts Productions, like because there are classes that use the truck, and I don't want to put them in this category. But if you don't want to put in the work and it's not your thing, that's fine. It's not mobile production and stuff like that. Live production isn't for everybody. That's cool. But if you're trying to do this, occupation, and you want to go into this field like this, and you're not putting in the work, you're gonna get cut. We've fired
Yeah.
people before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
maybe not as much as fired, but you're not going to get on the call sheet next time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get hired back, and mysteriously somebody's going to take your spot.
That's
mean,
a nice
it's-
way to say it.
It's just, it is what it is. And like, even though this is a learning environment and we are students and stuff.
But still, the product matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
That's really what it comes
we're a
down to.
professional
Yeah.
company.
If the client's mad, gotta change it. And
Exactly.
Fix it.
And it's kind of cool with athletics. They, and the school in general, they know we have these facilities, but their name's on the line. When we're producing an MTSU, we did the MTSU WKU game.
Mhm.
One of the biggest football games we've done all year.
Mhm.
We did one football game before then, and they were like, this is y'all's game. We trust y'all to produce it for ESPN. So,
live.
That's what's
Yeah.
live,
up.
no
Live.
delay, no
That's-
edit.
yeah. So,
Dude,
That's
that's
crazy.
cool.
exactly. So it was like, hey, you gotta
Show up.
do this, and if you don't, you won't get hired back with a package from ESPN next year. You'll get cut if you do something wrong. I there's probably some other kind of punishments, like you get fined or something, but
Especially if it's for like ESPN or something. I
Exactly.
mean, I imagine it's very
Mhm.
possible, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
and Disney owns ESPN. I'm sure they're.
and more
Yeah,
importantly,
we did a conference call for the ESPN new graphics
Oh,
package,
yeah,
and it was like I called the hotline over for the conference call and said, "Welcome to Disney's hotline." I'm like, "What?"
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Moving on
It's
up,
like,
real
"Oh, wait
quick.
a second."
It's very
Yeah.
weird. I had a conference call with the the lead producers for ESPN3.
with
Bougie.
the different schools.
Just kidding.
And
Nonchalant.
it was it was weird, man, because I was talking to, or I wasn't talking, I was listening to directors and producers kind of give their spiel on how they do their show. And this is one of the coolest things I heard from a director. I'm trying to take this on into my own thing, but I feel like it applies to everywhere. But
Yeah.
he said that when he gets with his camera ops and stuff, and he's working with professional camera ops and stuff like that, it's a little different. But he said, I want them to think like a director, and that helps me as the director because they think like I think. So I don't have to sit there and call off everything. They're using their minds, and they're going the way that they think I want to go.
Right.
So it produces a better product. But I mean, you can put that with anything. Direct your position.
Put yourself in someone's shoes.
Yeah, produce your position. If you want to be a producer or director, or you want to be at that top bar, whatever that is, you gotta work where you are now at the hardest you can. And you gotta, if you want to be a producer, well, produce your camera until you get to that point. If you want to, be a director, direct graphics until you become a director.
Okay.
So
there's things like you can like almost put yourself in the higher position where you're trying to get to.
Exactly.
Put yourself.
It's
in
a
their
very,
shoes.
very like step ladder procedure.
Exactly.
But
It's like
you have to go about it by almost implementing things that you're going to do as a director when you're the graphics director.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta earn your stripes, kind of thing.
And one of the
Put in
ways you can
work.
tell the people who really want to be there and really can do well is if they're sitting there being a utility, which is basically just hauling cable and being the grunt.
Yep.
If they're
Yeah.
given 120, still doing that because it sucks. We've all done it. It
Yes.
sucks.
Yes.
Or being the grip. You get no recognition. It's not fun. It's hard work. It's
Right.
You
Yeah.
usually
But if
made the stuff happen.
But it matters.
But super
Yeah, yeah.
important. The show would fall apart without them. So
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Yeah.
And we've all done it. But if
yeah.
you see them giving 120% and they're happy, you can look at that person like you get more responsibility kind of as people see that.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
It's just, I guess it's a good life lesson for
Comes
anything.
down to work ethic.
Yeah,
Really.
even
That's what
audio
it is.
stuff, as sitting there doing a mix or whatever, but you're giving 120% every mix, even though it may be a bad song. People notice that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be. And see, I'm not really in either of your guys' worlds, as far as having to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's parts of y'all stuff that is really intensive.
But I mean,
Like
you could
time
almost
intensive.
relate it like at least like that move, like next step type thing. Like your next step would be like having a great song.
Yeah.
So like
well, it'd be a pub deal.
So okay.
Yeah.
Or so like by that you have to look out for things that people that would give you a pub deal are gonna want.
Yeah.
And think
Right.
like they're thinking.
And
type
if you're
thing.
not writing, every day, every week, whatever, that's not gonna cut it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
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 it's
no.
not
I
gonna
mean,
work.
Not at all.
That's the thing. Is
Hey,
like,
he's straight to the point today. He's all about shit or get off
He's
the pot.
efficient.
I'm
I'm
loving
efficient.
it. I'm loving it.
Get him on a
I love
podcast. He'll
that
give
saying.
you quotes.
Shit or get off the pot.
We're going to get
Should've
t-shirt
been off
like
the pot.
material all day.
That's so good. Print it on a shirt.
All right, quick, Zach, lightning round.
Okay.
What are we lightning rounding?
Worst mistake you made live. Go.
Worst mistake I made live? Hiring you.
Oh!
Shots fired. What about mic drop?
Just
What-
kidding. that was a very good.
That was great.
I'm not even mad. That was fantastic.
That was
Worst
fantastic.
mistake I've made live. Golly, you might have to come back to me. Oh no, man. Well, this is a bad one. I don't know if this is the worst one. It was election night this past year.
That was a hot mess to begin
Yeah,
with.
2016 election.
Yeah,
And,
no kidding.
Brett was producing, and it was for those of you who don't know Brett, good guy, but he can have a hot head.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
But we love him.
But you love him. And so, I was directing, he was producing, and we had it was a 3-hour broadcast, and we had different segments and
That's
stuff.
really long.
And so I was directing a block of it. I was directing an hour of it. He was producing an hour of it. But I was also like the technical manager of the whole thing. So I was running around the whole time. For the first hour, I was the second hour. I was running around the whole time trying to make sure everything was flowing correctly for the first hour.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to mark my script or anything because we had a script, and see what was coming up and stuff because it's all really fast for that kind of a thing, and it's all supposed to be really planned and go a certain way. So I didn't really have time to mark my script, and so I go in and kind of start directing without knowing what's coming up, and I just dookied all over the bed. And I called something wrong and it came up wrong and the anchor said something else and it was just super awkward and really bad and it was like a really intense like
package or graphic or something that was supposed to come up, and Brett just lets me have it. He's
Right there?
scream-
Just-
oh yeah, he's screaming
So like,
behind
is
me.
that like?
And I was like, it wasn't in
you
my
get anything
script,
done then,
blah, blah,
or?
blah. And, like, I tried to fix it as fast as I could, but it was really awkward. But he was just, like, screaming at me. And I felt terrible.
The only thing you can do is make it right.
Yeah, exactly.
As
And
quick as
afterwards,
possible.
I was like, man, that is all my fault. And that is the worst feeling is, like,
Yep.
you know, you can't blame that on anybody. That is all my fault.
Yep.
I made that.
But at the end of the day, it
That
makes you feel
happened.
better that you actually went up and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to."
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you bounce back. That's the thing about life. That's what I like is, you know, you put a bandage and go on. You can't, somebody hurts your feelings, you know, you're on camera and your director says, you know, hey, dickhead, get this shot now. You can't get upset. It's live.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
have
get
thick
that
skin.
shot.
Exactly.
I think it's one of the only few industries where literally you can get cussed out during the work hour,
Exactly.
and then be done with it, and director come up to you and say, "Great show, let's go out for a beer."
Yeah.
And it just
It's so
it just gets-
confusing.
it's
It's so
weird.
confusing.
It's
two
weird.
totally
it's-
different worlds once it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like everyone realizes, like, okay,
Jekyll and Hyde.
we're all under such tight pressure, and everyone realizes that everyone's just kind of freaked out, and then
Yeah.
everyone kind of just gets over it.
Yeah.
Forgive and forget.
Yeah.
And the
Anyways.
nerves don't go away until you hit cut.
Yeah, essentially.
Dude, I still get adrenaline. Like, it
Oh,
takes me
it's-
15 minutes for me to calm down after a show.
After a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of feeling when, like, you're up there to perform.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
doing a show,
Yeah.
you're like, it's the jitters. Like, once
Yeah.
you get rolling, you kind of settle down, you kind of focus. But, like, you know, in the back of your head, you know people are still watching. You got to make sure you're right. Same
Yeah.
kind of feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What's your...
I love that feeling though.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
what's
supposed
your-
to be lightning round, but just
That's
go
a-
ahead real quick. What was yours? I mean, not real quick. but what
Worst
was yours?
mistake?
Worst mistake.
Live.
Live? Okay. This may be a
hope-
little long story, but I'll try to tell it as short as I can. So we did TSSAA basketball championships. Zach's already
I
laughing.
love this
I
story.
saw his face. It's gonna be good.
This is rough. I've told this one a few times, but anyway. So TSSAA. Snapchat. So anyways, we're doing TSSAA. I'm on tape, which is recording everything in and outs, replay,
Yeah.
etc. We're doing high school basketball. Yeah.
High school basketball.
Yeah. So new director, so professional director coming in, professional producer. So, you know, we're on, you know, big stress levels
Big-
high already.
Yeah.
We're with big boys, and it's actually live, going out to a good network. A lot of people are watching. Stadium's full. So, 3 shows,
Pressure's on.
3 games, back to no turnaround, like 15 minutes between each game. So what we do usually is the opens you see, like when at first, like you see like an outside shot of the stadium, there's graphics, there's interviews and stuff. That stuff's actually usually recorded about 20 minutes before the actual live happens,
Yeah.
and we record that
So you
into
can just roll
machine, and then we can roll it later because usually
Yeah.
others just for logistical purposes.
Right.
So what ended up happening, the director, he's new, and there's different lingo. You got to learn the lingo.
Yeah.
Different. He can call stuff different that I think different, and that can get messy. So, anyways, so the machine we have to record it with, it goes down like 5 minutes before we have to do the open, or whatever.
Goes down as in like not
Shuts down,
fixable?
blue screen of death.
Oh.
Have to restart it. We fix it, whatever. So we get up and running, and I check all the audio meters. We check the video signal. It's good. Okay. So we do the whole open, whatever, and we're only 5 minutes from live. So we do the open, and then 30 seconds later, the director says, "Okay, roll back." I'm like, cool. So we did the open. It's a big elaborate graphics flying everywhere, like music pumping, like everything. And this is all in line. Everybody else has gone off doing other things, no redos. So I'm like, cool, ready. And I've been hearing it the whole time, whatever. So I hit play. I'm like, all right, we did it. Hit play. It rolls. No audio.
Ah.
So there's graphics flying. There's interviews going on. There's like no audio. It's dead silent. It's just like you can hear someone just talking to the background off the camera. It's like, hey, what'd you do this weekend?
No.
Straight. It was live.
Oh.
That is
oh
hilarious.
my gosh.
So what had happened
how long
was,
did it take you to like get that in check?
well, it would take a little bit longer. I think about, we had 30 seconds or so, which I had to be ready. I couldn't check it really that far
Yeah.
and then go back
Yeah.
realistically. So didn't have time to check it. So that's, I don't want to say it's the director's fault, but it's, we should have more time.
that was the
it was
problem.
it was doable to do it.
Yeah.
I was
anyways,
not directing that show. I'm just
Zach
throwing
was
that
off
out.
the fresh director. So literally, it's playing back. He goes, "I'm getting cussed out every
Oh,
like
man.
my headset, which was rumbling with cuss words."
I was in the truck just like watching the director because I was trying to take notes, and I
Take
Oh, it
notes
was
on that.
bad.
Yeah,
It
about
was bad.
I left not soon after. Yeah, not soon
Yeah.
after that.
So what ended up happening, long story short, was the audio inputs got switched to something else than what they were supposed to be when the machine crashed.
Yeah.
And we didn't check it when it came back up. Somewhat on me, somewhat on, but I
Yeah.
hear it fine because the routing system's a little different. So anyways, that happens. So we're like, crap. Okay, it's like, get it fixed, whatever. So me and the audio person, we call him A1, she was fairly new to the truck because our regular guy couldn't be there.
Yeah, she was very new.
Yeah, she did great and she sounded good and everything. But so anyways, we fixed the problem. We tested, me and her. We showed the director. He's like, cool, glad we got that fixed. We're ready to have a good second one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
we do this. We do, second game rolls around. We do the open, graphics fine, same kind of thing, big production, whatever. We're like, we only had 45 seconds or so we package it up, ready to go. I hit play, no audio.
Oh my god.
Same exact thing, just different time. But actually, I was right that time. But the audio person had it potted down, didn't have it routed right, never actually figured it out. But about halfway through it becomes screaming out, it's clipping out the whole thing. But the director had already assumed that it was me, so I had to take the L on that one twice in a row.
Was that
Was
within
the
like
second
how
ass
long?
chewing worse than the first?
Yeah, equal amount. I kind of blocked out there for a second, so
Yeah,
Just shut down.
You
You rebooted.
yeah. So I just kind of had to just take it like a man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's like a punch in the gut, man. But you took
It was rough.
You did good the rest of the game.
yeah, third game was perfect.
Yeah.
And prime example again, the director called him. It's like, hey man, enjoyed having you. Did a great job today.
Yeah.
Wanted a card. Went back to Atlanta where he's from. So it was cool.
Wow. That's how they work.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay,
That's
so
great.
Moose, go. Where's
Me?
one? Where's
Man,
the
it's
mistake?
it's honestly probably as simple as just cutting off audio when like I know everybody's like that's
Grooving.
the only audio that's going on at the time. Just like kind of like what happened with you. Just like but it was on me. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure the time that it made me the most nervous was at my first wedding that I DJ'd.
Ooh, yeah.
And like like people are eating dinner and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like and I'm like
look
I
away.
just like look around like it wasn't me, like just like look at my equipment,
done
like oh, like like
Who
trying to
did
play it
that?
off, but
We've all
I'm the
done
only one in the DJ booth. Like it doesn't really work like that. But yeah, that's probably like I don't know that, and then I tell you, I felt like I screwed up a couple times during some of the amp
Like it all-
stuff
Okay.
with running the graphics and stuff. But I mean, I did it
Couldn't tell.
okay. But
Yeah,
see,
luckily
like
that stuff's
yeah,
not
never
as
know.
noticeable
You guys-
as you would think.
No.
yeah,
No
but
one
I
can
knew
tell.
like exactly when my mouse clicked, like that whole screen out there is changing, and like
Yep.
sometimes I felt like I didn't do it, time it right, but I got used to it a little bit,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not
I
bad.
never
It was
noticed
good.
anything
Yeah,
weird.
that's
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
Cool. So
Dusty,
I guess maybe
go.
only one.
Okay, so I would say like performing any time like after 2.5-3 beers, like all the lyrics are gone.
Straight talk.
Oh, you forgetting words?
All the
Oh,
lyrics
dude,
are
yo,
gone.
but
man.
you would never know. This man plays it off like Dave Matthews. Like he's just like the sin. This dude,
Start
he
scatting.
I didn't learn
yeah,
that.
start scatting.
I didn't learn that until recently. Like, I mean,
It's
as
great.
as a green performer, like when you do that, you're just like, oh no, what do I do now? Like I just screwed up the whole song.
Yep.
Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon.
It's like BB King's old phrase. I think it was BB King that said it was like, if you hit a bad note, just hit it twice so people think
Yeah.
you meant to do it the first time.
Yep, I've heard
I
that.
really like
that's
that.
really
Yep,
cool.
If you
So
make a mistake, make it twice.
if you're doing a solo and hit a bad note, hit it again.
Yep.
People will be like, oh no, he's just so advanced. I just don't understand his theory.
Yep. It's exactly where it
I
goes
would have
after
to
that.
use that. That's
I love it.
awesome.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, fun mistakes, guys.
Do mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a good story on Isaac.
Oh,
Hey, let's
man.
tell it. Story time. We're here.
Here,
Let's
here.
get it.
Okay,
Gum.
so
Okay, I'm scared.
So no, it's a good thing.
Oh, dang.
So there was it's with Ryan Adams. So Ryan
wow.
Adams is he's our audio guy.
Go to audio.
And
Oh,
he's,
you're not the Ryan.
not
Ryan
the
Adams.
Ryan.
Okay, so
Ah,
you
no,
already had me
different Ryan.
confused.
Sorry,
He's
Ryan.
he's the Ryan Adams to us.
to us,
Shout
yeah.
out Ryan.
He's a really cool dude. One of the best audio engineers I've ever worked with in a live setting. Best audio engineer I've used in the truck, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But he something happened with the routing on something on his end and on
Oh, I know
your
where
end.
you're going now.
And you may have to
Good
chime in
times.
because I cannot remember what all.
Do you mean to jump
Yeah,
in?
what was the problem?
Okay, so we were doing basketball. question
Basketball,
mark? Okay,
yeah.
so
Basket
No one else gonna harmonize? Okay, that's cool.
Not me.
Oh, dang.
I
need-
thought we were going to have an
Y'all take
Eagles
that
one.
I was feeling it.
So those of
Super
you who
mic
can't
drop
see
too
right
early.
now,
Hey, we might be able
We'll
to.
see
We should
later.
cut
there
that
was
in
an
on a clip.
unintended
times.
mic drop.
That was awesome.
Hey,
So
at least
anyways.
you caught it though. That was smooth.
Long
No,
story
listen.
short, we were doing, I think it was an interview. Was it an interview? I feel like.
Yeah, we were recording.
Was it RCA's maybe? I'm having trouble
That's a
remembering
big
exactly
deal,
what
right?
it is.
It wasn't RCA's. 'Cause-
Okay, so anyways, for
Oh
you,
wait, no, it was RCA's.
that's what I thought.
Raiders Choice Awards. It's like the sports Etsy's that
Yeah,
we
so-
produce. at
Oh,
school.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha. So all the athletes are in the theater. It's packed full. We have a huge LED wall from VR set up. It's a big production. They're real. High, I don't say high pressure, but they
High
were.
pressure.
It's their big moment. you
It's
know?
their big one. So they're very attuned to what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I was on tape that day as well, and something similar happened to where the audio channels on the machine got jacked up.
Hmm.
So we're hearing, instead of hearing what's coming off the audio board, we're hearing what's on the freaking cameras. So we record.
Your fault again.
Yeah,
Notice
who
I
knows?
immediately just made it his fault.
It was just
It was just an equipment failure. That
Yeah.
it just happens.
Yeah.
So anyways, so what happened is we had 3 clips back to back. One with one interviewer, a male, and one with a female, and then one male again.
Okay.
So, and what they had done in the cameras, they had split the signal for, gone stereo, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
one was hard pan right for to hear the one talent, and then the other one was hard pan left, which is natural sound.
Okay.
Just like whatever they're hearing outside.
So you're hearing natural sound on the left side and just
Yeah,
that
hard
person.
pan, real ugly.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
for mixing, when Ryan gets it, he splits the signals out, does the compression and EQ, and it sounds,
Okay.
butter.
Normal, yeah.
Butter.
Okay.
It's just a way to get signals to and from without having to run 14 million XLR cables,
Yeah.
doubling up. So anyways, we did that, and it's going on the wall. There, people are seeing it. It's funny stuff. They're like, this is an important segment of the show.
Yep.
So what happened is, I'm like, Ryan, we got a problem. He goes, what? I'm like, the audio screwed up. So, and so at this point,
Yeah, so I'm like, ready 2, take 2, ready 3, take
and this is
3.
about 2
4,
minutes
steady
before.
up, we're coming to you next, and then I hear something screwing up, and I'm like, Isaac, what the? And I'm still trying to call out commands and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like, we can fix this. And our producer is actually Bob Gordon, one of our professors, and he can be a high stressed man, and so
He's intense from time to
yeah,
time.
he can be intense.
He gets
good-
things done, but
he
he's
does.
intense.
He does, and but he is intense, and so I'm directing. And that's the first time I've had to direct with like him producing, really.
Mhm.
Which he's one of my instructors for the past like 2 years, but it's still just
Different dynamic.
yeah, it's still just weird with him like
Yeah.
producing. So he's hearing this stuff. And it's kind of going over his head on how y'all are talking how to route it, and he's like, "Can it work or not?" And you were like,
So he's saying that, and Ryan's actually fixing something else going on. It's
Yeah.
more pressing. So I'm like, I'm like writing diagrams. I'm writing the times out. So what ended up happening is, Ryan had to flip the pan going to an aux bus, so they would actually come in mono
live, right?
live. But what happened, because when it would go back and forth between the 2 interviewers, the channels would flip.
Ah,
But it was all one video clip because we'd split it together in replay or whatever.
Yeah.
that sounded
So they
great
were just
then.
fading in between. So it was
Yeah.
like you couldn't just do one clip, stop, roll, change, whatever. We were cutting live. So what ended up happening is me and Ryan are like, we're like on a steady 4/4 beat counting with each other. I'm
Yeah.
going, okay, ready, 3 seconds, 2, 1, flipping left channel, right channel. So he's flipping
Oh my
pans.
God.
He's
Yeah.
flipping pans live
Live.
to different buses live, and we
Oh,
nailed
my
it.
God.
It was insane.
You guys literally had a beat going.
And nobody had,
We
any clue. out in
and
the
yeah, no
audience.
one. They were like, oh, we great.
That was one of the only shows where it was dang near a perfect show.
Yeah, and we
Wow.
just after that we were kind of like, man, we pulled that off. And we're like-
Yeah.
and like so like. But the only thing is, Bob, the producer, was like, "Can it work or not?" Like, I don't know. I've not talked to Ryan yet, and Ryan's like, "I'm pretty sure I can get Ryan to work because like I know Ryan pretty well."
It was one of those things where, as a director, it was like, do I allow myself to trust my crew to pull this off?
To make him not look bad.
Yeah, or well, not even that, but just to make the show look good. I don't care how I look. I just need the show to look good.
Mhm.
Right.
But if do I trust y'all to do that, or should I just nix it and we just kill those
And figure
interviews
something
or
else
whatever?
out.
So it just
so that's what happens if you can't get it to work. You have to
figure out
make that
something out.
choice.
yeah.
then,
And so
and then he's also got to tell the host, the talent, the
Yeah.
client, everyone else. Okay, we're changing this. This format. The flow's got a different. So
gosh.
like, it's not an
So-
easy task.
But
Yeah.
I asked them, hey, can y'all do this? And they said,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure, yes. So it just kind of took a leap of faith, and they killed it. They really.
And we had to do that twice, actually.
Yeah, it
there
happened
was
twice.
2 segments, 3 interviews apiece, and it
Yeah.
happened, but no one could tell.
But yeah, they did it really well.
That's awesome. That's
was a
like
lot of
that
fun.
should be
It
on.
was one of the golden moments, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I love live, man. I live for that kind of stuff. That
Dusty
stuff's
said
great.
that should be on camera. Technically,
Hey,
it
y'all-
was, right?
Hey, yo.
On the back end of the camera.
Cool. So
See
I want
that behind the scenes.
to talk about,
footage.
since we're all leadership in organizations in one way or another, what's the challenges we're running into? Kind
As leaders.
of, leadership and like
With MTSU in general, like being in a leadership role with these organizations, I find like something that's really pressing for each organization is like being able to schedule and not overlap events.
Mhm.
Because like there are a lot of, if you compile all the stuff that's going on in all
There's
these
always
organizations, it is like something
Sometimes
every
you
day.
just have to have something on the same day.
Yeah, you got to compete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta.
I'm actually gonna take. Never mind. Go ahead.
I'll continue, I guess.
Give me an idea.
Yeah, like one.
Really, like. Okay, go ahead. I don't know why.
I don't
want
want
to talk over.
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
This is gonna sound bad. I apologize for this. Is gonna sound like douchey.
No,
Like-
Zach's already set the tone for this episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess so.
Shit
I'm
off
a
the pot.
dick. So let's just go.
Gloves are off. Gloves are
I love
off because it's the Mayweather fights tonight. So
Yeah.
Way to timestamp it.
yeah, buddy. So, anyways, for me, it feels like there's not a ton of people who are, I want to say, go-getters and
No, that's
doers.
100%.
And it feels like a lot of the go-getters and doers, and I want to say A-listers for lack of a better term.
Yeah, A-listers.
And they're all doing organization stuff. But it seems like the A-listers are just cranking 300%, and they're trudging. But sometimes it's just not enough,
Yeah.
time-wise. Like sometimes you're like, you got to put family, work, something comes up,
Yeah.
and sometimes the organizations can suffer that way. But it seems like there's a huge gap between the A-listers pumping out, just rock starring out, and mad respect for everyone's doing it, organizational leaders, you guys included.
Thank you.
And then there's a gap between like the middle row people, but there's people who are just kind of
There
like,
is a big
I want to say
gap.
floating.
Let me say something on that. I think that's kind of our obligation. That's a bit of all. Like I will personally take blame for that as a leader, because as a leader, you're supposed to be inspiring these other people that are up and coming
Yeah.
and stuff. Like how we talked
But the
about taking the
difficulty
initiative
in
to help those people.
Mhm.
In their instance, like it's a difficulty that presents itself with the new organization. There's only so many roles that can be filled, and when you have like just an unexpected amount of people that are wanting to be involved, it's like, where do you place these people? Where do you place these
Yeah,
people?
we don't
How
have
do you
anything
keep them
specific to
entertained?
tell them to do either. Like
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
we'll be like, okay, we need a guy that can do graphics. Well, I mean, as Dusty's found out, that's a whole slew of things. And then sometimes it's like him making something on Photoshop and then me animating it in
After Effects.
After
After Effects,
Effects,
yeah.
exactly. And then sometimes it's like people coming together, and then there's also the bridge of like they have to learn how to communicate. They have to learn how to work with a team. Not just they have to learn how to do that specific skill. So, but I really think it's up to the, like, how did we learn? How did we get excited about, like, I know the reason that I got so excited about doing stuff in general with AMP or on campus, really AMP's what got me to do more stuff on campus, but was sharing that passion with other people and seeing what happens when you actually you're like, I don't know, but, and then someone's
Yeah.
like, hey, I trust you. Like you said, you have to trust your crew. Like, they wouldn't know if they could do it until they do it.
Till it's
Yeah.
You know
time.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes things get screwed up and you move on.
Yep.
It's just how it happens. And like taking chances and being like, as a leader, putting everyone else in a position to feel like they can make a mistake, but also don't make a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you
It's
know?
a balance.
Yeah, definitely. And
I-
I think it comes back on us. I really do.
Yeah, and I agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
I think some people are, I, myself included, are afraid to not fail,
Yeah.
Like some people are like, they won't do it because they're afraid of what's going to happen. And I've done that. I've kind of just now getting over that hump where I'm like, now it's like, I've only got a year left for school. That's how I'm like, I'd rather go, like, I'm switching to graphics for the truck crew. I don't want to be a graphics guy when I grow up, But I've learned a decent amount on where I was at. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to make a mistake and learn something, I'm going to do it now in college before, my paycheck's on the line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think some people are scared of that fact coming in. So I would tell my freshman self, like, just go screw up.
Yeah, I
it's
would
cool.
Yeah, I would
It
tell
really
about
is.
self
And it's okay to talk to people. Like, I was a little
Don't be
scared talking
afraid.
to organization people and like the leaders in organizations. I was a little scared of it, especially in Film Guild. And I just put myself out there for once. That wasn't me at the time.
Yeah.
I did that, and now they're like some of my best friends, and they've gone on. But I still like go out and lunch with them, and they're getting me on jobs and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I found that the most leadership on the organizations, they really do want to help people, and they're really cool, and they're not like some deities that are all special and got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when you say like,
because
like
it's
when
not
I
that
first
at
heard
all.
that,
No.
not at all.
We've
We're
spent
just the
many
same.
restless nights trying to pull
Absolutely.
our eyes out of the air.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And like with that, like the don't make mistake, or like don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like when I heard that, when I was, I mean, not in,
Sounds cheesy,
we're not
but-
saying that. Yeah, we're not saying that to sound condescending or anything. But like when I first heard that, when I started to do audio stuff, I was like, what? Like, okay, so I should just go like throw some crap together on a track and like put it out and see what people think. No, like you need to constructively do it in a position to where you're like, okay, this is the in-game goal, and I can get from A to B, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get to C, but I'm going to take a chance on it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can get so far, and then there's like certain things, and you
gotta
might have
leave it
to
up
call
to fate.
somebody. You know, there's been times I've called you at like, I'll be like, text you at midnight,
in
and
the
I'm like,
morning.
yo, can I call you? And you're like, what is it?
Or at least you,
know,
text him. I just call him.
No, I try to
Like,
text him. He usually doesn't answer if I call. That's what happens. I know he's busy.
Man, but you touched on something, Isaac, that's interesting. With we're talking about these upperclassmen, and now we're kind of
We are the
We are the
upperclassmen.
which
upperclassmen.
is scary.
dang.
It's great. I love it.
When I was a freshman, I kind of became friends with some of the seniors, and that's not like, I'm not saying all this to like toot my own horn,
Right.
Yeah.
or anything like that. But
So
it's
cool,
just,
dude.
It's, I know, right? But it's like, those are just the people I associated myself with, because I went to high school with some people that were older, and they were friends with these guys, and
And they're probably doing what you want to do. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I kind of went to a high school that had a good amount of video production, so I kind of knew what I was doing coming into this a little bit.
That's dope.
Not to the extent that I
Yeah,
did now.
like
MTSU is like the best thing that's like happened ever. But
I would
I could agree, yeah.
it's pretty good school.
but I became friends with some of these guys, but I didn't really know their age or anything. And so they ended up graduating after, my freshman year. So by sophomore year, all these, guys, and they were a rock star class. They left. And they went on tours, and they're now shading for production trucks, and they're in in-house venues and working with T&DV or other truck production
Doing the big
companies
boy
and stuff,
stuff.
doing big boy jobs. And I'm like, well, dang, I'm still in school. But because I became friends with those people, and same thing with you, I'm sure, and same thing with y'all,
Yeah.
that because we're friends, like I said, I keep preaching this, friends hire friends.
Yep.
So I get a call, and they're like, hey, this Zach kid isn't that dumb. We can call him out for this shoot. And so that's how I get most of my work, is by those older guys who graduated 3 years before me being like, hey, I need a camera op for this, or I need somebody to shade for this. Can you do
Which
this?
also piggybacks on what you said earlier of just like getting out and just doing it. Like I would kind of guess what we all touched on is just like getting out, and then you get with those people that you like to, you share similarities.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why like I first met Isaac through Dusty, because
We had a
Dusty
history
met
class
him
together.
in
Yeah, we
had a
class,
history class together.
and then we all chilled, and we were like,
Pulauskas.
yo,
Yeah.
we all kind of do similar things,
Mhm.
but not really.
Yeah.
But like we can talk, like we can communicate, and that's really where it happens.
Yeah.
And then I met you through just working together,
Yeah.
just coming up, and like we showed up in the same spots basically.
Yeah. Hey,
So
do you actually remember? We actually met at a party my sophomore year.
I do. No, when we came into the TV studio, I was like, yo, I know this dude. He's lit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. That was a rough night.
That was great. That's great.
But yeah, I've always told people like,
College.
hey man, how do you get work? I'm like, okay, the best place to go to work, get to work, is go to lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
All right.
I mean,
I like
I
that.
try to do this a lot, but
God,
I need to
we
get better
need
at it. But like,
McDonald's.
just take people to lunch.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like a senior, an alumni, a person you hang out with, a professional you hang with, just like, hey dude, can I buy you lunch sometime and hang out?
Yeah.
Like, I've
Pick
got
their brain
so
a little
many
bit.
cool
They know
connect-
why you want to hang out. They ain't dumb.
They know.
You know,
but
yeah,
they're
they
gonna
know.
go, I got free lunch out of this. Like, I'll sit and
Yeah.
talk to the kid for, an hour.
And if it works out, it works out.
And if you go prepared, like super talk to him and just be a cool dude. Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes I'll go to lunch and not even talk about business if it can help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, how's your family? What do you do? How'd you, you know,
Yep.
just,
And
shoot the crap.
If they're interested in you, they'll show it. They'll go to lunch.
Yeah.
They'll,
And they'll tell you no if they don't.
Yeah,
don't
oh,
do it
they're
time
not
of day. They'll
busy.
tell you no.
Yeah.
and that's
just be
also
like,
how you learn on what they're looking for and what they're not.
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
And-
If they have to reschedule 6 times, take that.
Oh, I got a question. So where are y'all getting job offers from? I've gotten job offers off like Facebook Messenger. I know a dude who got hired by the people who do the Super Bowl with their
Oh,
truck.
my
He got hired
gosh.
off Twitter.
Shut
Yo,
up.
how?
Tis
He
lit.
he was like, "Hey, at Game Creek Video, I think it'd be cool to work with you guys." And they were like, "You serious?" And
Come
he was
out.
like,
Yo,
yeah. So now he's an engineering apprentice.
Well, I mean, think
Is that
about
how
it
you got
though.
that?
Like,
That's how he got that.
this is
Wow,
like
that blows
this
my
phone
mind.
that I'm holding in my hand right here is our new TV.
Yeah.
It's
Everything's
our new
going to
TV.
streaming.
TV's
Yep.
radio. It's gone.
Everything is streaming.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
like it's a free marketing platform.
Oh, it's crazy.
Every social media is a free marketing platform. They just used a little bit different.
Yep.
And that completely makes sense though, because like you can go weed through someone's Twitter and
Yep.
figure out what they're about.
Oh,
That's probably what happened to that dude. They went
Exactly.
through and they were like, "Yo, he posts about film every day, like
And
or
you're-
whatever, you know."
And we're
one
all
social is
freelancers.
attached to the other, so you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it goes back to what I said earlier. It's like just giving 110% all the time, making
Exactly.
people go,
And there's no reason to like have to get on Instagram and post some cool looking video, quote
Yep.
unquote. You just post videos of what you're doing or pictures or whatever,
Yeah,
which is
just
what
be
everybody
yourself.
does. Exactly, but you
Yeah.
got to be busting ass. That's
Yeah,
what this
exactly.
comes down to.
yeah,
It really
and
does.
something that
God, this is a great
This is good
episode.
stuff.
This is great.
This is
I'm
fun.
excited about this.
another thing
This
because
is a good back to school episode.
speaking of
Oh,
which,
yeah,
where
I
we're
like
at,
that.
we are at my place. This
We're
episode is
at-
sponsored
what
by
do you-
Shaw Audio.
We're at the Shaw Audio
Hey.
headquarters.
Shaw Audio
You
Workshop.
were listening
Yeah.
to Little
So-
Wrist Big Fist.
Yes, sir. Sample deck that later.
Yes.
Sound good.
So, anyways, so we have a lot of guys come in here that are pro players for Nashville. They're on tours, doing the whole thing.
Mhm.
Chris Stapleton uses our stuff, Ricky
Name drop.
Skaggs uses our stuff, et
Yep.
cetera, et cetera.
Go
Name
ahead, go
Not
ahead.
too long
Shameless
horn, but we
plug.
have some great guys coming in here.
That's awesome.
And I got to talk with one guy that was out, and he's like, dude, you know how you keep a gig and get a gig? I'm like, no. It's like I figured you'd be really good and promote yourself, whatever. He's like, no, you'll get the gig and the audition, you'll keep the gig on the tour bus. And I was like, what? I kind of like thought it through. And he's like,
Okay.
you got to be able to be a good hang with people, especially in the freelance world
Yeah.
and the crew world.
Yep.
If you're a super hot, I've seen this before, and when I thought about it. So if you're a super hotshot guitar player, can do every lick, every style, whatever,
Mhm.
but you're a butthole in the bus, if you're an a-hole, if you're not cool to hang with, if you don't want to
Yeah.
go party or whatever, if you're just an introvert and just hate people, you're gonna be replaced. Even
Yep.
if there's someone that's not as good as you, but they're a great hang, they'll replace you with that. I've seen it.
Man,
Yep.
So be a good hang.
I've
Yeah.
got a story for that.
Like we're like let's like not go without saying we're all weird as shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah, it's gonna get
especially
weird.
any creative
Yeah.
media arts people, like we all have our quirks.
100%.
But like you have
Quirks?
to
You have to be able to treat
quirks. Quirks. What am I looking for? Quirks. I said quirks.
Quirky
You reminded
quirks.
me so much of Umberto when he's looking for the right English word right there.
Stop. Stop.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead. Sorry.
I can't even remember.
Gosh
Quirks.
dang it. Me and words
Yeah,
don't get
just
along.
treat
like
people
Dusty
right
words do.
because it'll come around. Because
Well-
this is such a community network thing. You have to be
Yeah.
able to treat people right.
I got to be careful with like how I put this.
Be nice.
So we I mean, you all know people that get hired for jobs, and it's kind of like, oh, how'd they get that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Well, so somebody.
You about to call someone out?
No. But somebody.
Bet you want to do it.
They got hired for a gig on something a friend of mine was engineering, and he was working on it, and we got lunch not soon after that, and I said, oh, how was so and so on the shoot? And he was like, man, he's working hard. He's doing his job, but he just doesn't talk. He doesn't say anything to anybody. He's like, it got on my nerves.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, it really annoyed me. I just really don't like working with it. And I was like,
Yep.
man,
You have to enjoy it. That goes back to enjoying what you're doing.
But I've done that. I've been on a shoot before, and this is a shoot down in Memphis, and they flew. I was considered a local camera op, even though I drove down from Nashville. But they flew up 2 cam ops from Orlando,
Mhm.
and so I'm kind of the odd one out.
Right.
But man, these guys were so vulgar. I didn't want to say anything.
Kind of intimidate you a little bit.
Yeah, they were disgusting, man. They were the most vulgar people I've ever worked with, and so I just didn't have anything to say. That is the most quiet I've ever been, and I was still really shy. So
Yeah.
I don't think those guys are ever gonna ask to hire me for anything that they do or pass my name along, because I didn't represent myself.
You're right.
I wasn't
Right.
out there, so
From what they know, that's how you are all the time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so you gotta kind of put on your suit and tie every time you go out,
And you got to ride the line of okay, like for instance, Zach, I applaud your integrity there. Like you could easily just be like gone into that vulgar area, but that you stuck to your guns a little bit.
Yeah,
Dude, they were
there's a
gross.
fine. You're right. There is a
Yeah, I
fine
mean,
line.
you can ride. You got to kind of ride that line. You kind of got to know
You gotta
yourself.
know who you're working
Know
with.
yourself.
Yeah, because if you do stuff
Know
like
your
it,
worth.
especially in this industry, audio, video, like you will be offered weed at some point in your life.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or many other things.
Yeah, and you will get the
You'll
chance
be
to
tested.
put people down and
Yep.
throw somebody else on the
Yep.
bus. So you mean,
You'll be,
And if
your
that's not
integrity
you,
will be
don't
tested.
do it just
Yeah,
to
exactly.
yeah, I mean, I'm not condoning that in any sort of way, but
Right.
like it will test your morals,
Yeah,
your values.
absolutely.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Be yourself.
Stick
Treat
to
people
your
right.
guns, but don't be a weirdo.
no, be a weirdo, but know how to work with people while being
How to-
weird.
Yeah.
Know how to
Yeah.
work a crowd.
No,
Cool. So, how do you guys see the organizations around campus trying to get more involved with each other? Because that's something I wish would
It's
happen
no,
more.
it's happening a lot.
Collaboration is at a
and TV
peak.
show.
There's some organizations that are doing
Yes,
it, some that are
sir.
not. You know,
Well, yeah.
I would say.
what's it going to take? What are the
I feel
obstacles?
like
I wish there was a way for organizations to be able to be more willing and open to doing things.
yeah.
I'm gonna use this as a case study. The end of semester show that happens.
Do you think it's the competition?
I think it's just everyone not be. I think we need to get better at networking between organizations, especially leadership. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Even think about it in our person, like in the organizations that we do. Like if you're in the same organization, sometimes there's a job that
clicks.
needs to be filled by two different people, and they don't work together very well. Or one thinks the other one's out to get the other, or like take the other one's job, or like someone's new and they're like, oh, who's this new guy? Or it happens all the time, and it's just like basically I think like you said, it comes down to competition. I think that's what it is. Like deep down inside of that person, they're like, yeah, I don't really trust you, and I'm gonna try to take your job.
See,
Like,
that sucks.
If you really care about the next dude, like, and you're like you said, you're busting your ass, and you really care about the next person, you're not just trying to get one over on somebody just because they're in the same industry as you. Why? Because we can't do it I can't run the audio industry by myself.
it
I
takes a
need a
village.
ton of
Exactly.
people.
Was your question why are we seeing more collaboration in the orgs?
Or why are we not?
I think I'm seeing less, just from my point of view.
Okay.
I mean, y'all could be totally different. I mean, I
From
feel
our
like-
point of view,
I feel like
we're seeing a
art-
ton more.
I feel
We're
like a
seeing
few
a lot
art.
more.
Yeah, AMP seems to be the ones that are gelling between everyone.
That's one
I'll
main
give you
thing
guys
that we
Y'all
try
are
to
killing
pride
that.
ourselves on is collaboration.
Yeah, and y'all are killing that game. But
Yep.
like, for instance, the end of semester show is between Rim, the truck, the film guilds does some stuff with it for like packaging stuff. All the audio kids that we put the LED wall, whatever. The marketing team promotes it, and I don't. This is gonna sound bad, but it sucks.
Yeah. So
And there's no one there. I mean, I went
because they don't talk.
year before last, maybe. I was one of 5 people in the audience.
Nobody talks. No, but
Hell,
that's also a show that nobody promotes.
Yeah, but
So no, I understand.
yeah,
but
I hate to see that happening because I feel like some of that's happening. It's like stuff's just falling on its face because
So-
no one's taking the reins.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a fact.
you have the audio guys worrying about the audio. You have the lighting guys worrying about the lighting. You have LED worrying about
Yeah.
LED and video worrying
Et cetera,
about video.
et cetera.
But they don't talk. Nobody talks in that show. On other shows where it works, everybody has to talk all the time. You have a production manager that keeps track of everything that's going on, and director and producer that keeps track of kind of everything in the realm of the show. But on that particular show and other shows we do, that doesn't happen. And when you get into these student organizations and stuff, people get comfortable, and I think that's where it kind of comes from. It's like
I like that.
people are kind of comfortable with like, oh, hey, I know Sam and I know Molly and I know Tanner, and we
I'm
are
done.
going to do the show ourselves. I don't need to reach out to an animation kid for graphics. I can make graphics enough for this. Or I don't need to reach out to an audio guy for this because it's only 2 lav mics and maybe they would get bored. Whatever. I think people are just comfortable with the people they know, and they're happy.
Yeah.
Good and
you know?
bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've reached out. I know with video stuff, and we're gonna try this again this year. We tried to reach out to animation people before, and it just hasn't worked out.
Same.
'Cause they don't-
I've never got the chance to be in contact with any of them.
Yeah.
They-
Which-
Like I've asked
shout
you
out to
guys
them
a
though.
lot.
Their
Yeah.
major is so time demanding.
That's
I'll
what
give
I
them
learned
that.
They're
from
killing
you
it.
and a
They
couple
are
other people I've
hustling.
talked to is that like
Yeah.
they
hustle.
I thought that I was working
They're
on
in
the
there
audio and not getting out of the
24/7.
studio,
Mhm.
but
Oh my!
they don't
Lord.
get out of the studio. Like
But they don't want to do the same work as I do. So that's kind of the thing. Is like people will collaborate, but not everybody wants to work. I don't
on
know.
the same thing.
Not everyone has
Yeah.
exactly the same vision and goal. That's
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
point.
I
Okay.
don't know. I don't
How
know.
often do do they even do the org heads get together? Like
They
It's
don't.
very rare. I got an email the other day of
Ooh.
someone trying to do
A round table. Yeah.
and I'm like, yes.
Yo,
Yeah,
really?
I
But it
just
was
got
a
told
bad
about that.
date for me or something. I'm like, dang.
See, I didn't even get an email. I just got hurt. I heard about it, but I want to try to go to that. And Amp needs to be in there too.
Yeah.
We should
But,
do like mass media organization roundtable.
I mean, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We should spearhead that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do
let's
that.
write
Yeah.
that down.
Exclusive.
Okay.
We got it recorded.
Bro, there's so
It'll
many there's so many good ideas flowing on this podcast right now. I love it, dude. There's so much good stuff that's gonna come out of this one
Let's
episode.
start
dog.
a company that
Podcasts transform your business.
Video equipment.
you give us a topic
say
and
the
we'll
last one.
make it $1 million idea in one podcast episode.
Oh yeah, the podcast
sale for
version of Shark
$9.99.
Tank.
Man, we could.
Swag.
Well, guys,
Swag.
any closing remarks?
I think it is something that's we're gonna see a lot more this semester is collaboration between the
I would like to see that.
I think I know
We have to see
I know it's gonna
collaboration.
happen.
We need to.
We already have plans
because
with
the
some of
media,
them.
the media realm is changing so much, and it's it's hard
Quick.
enough as is. We need to all work
Yeah.
together.
And if we all work together,
Which
there
is
is
kind of
no
what we talked about
telling
when I was on
what this
last
could
time.
be.
What's that?
Yeah.
The media and
No
audio
telling.
merging.
Yeah.
It's full circle, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
but
really is.
Also, if the animation guys know 3 video guys, and they get into a position where they need to hire 3 video guys, which ones are they gonna call?
The ones they
3 they
know.
know.
Yeah.
So that's
Friends
why
hire friends.
we all need to, dude. That's what it goes
Yeah.
back to. My lord, I think I got that from Bob Gordon. I'm a little ashamed. I've said it as much as I said tonight, but I mean it's the truth.
Well, you're
That's
right.
funny.
You're I know exactly what you're
That's the
saying because
thesis
if
of
I
this whole
ever need
episode, I think.
anything, I'm scrolling through my contacts.
Yeah,
finding
exactly.
That friend that
Facebook,
Exactly.
Yep.
You know?
good
Facebook.
stuff.
Yeah, I give out names all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey, I can't do this, but Isaac and
So and so can.
yeah,
And
everybody
I know
else
we've kind of touched on some of the same, but there's been a lot of similar situations that we brought up tonight.
Yep.
Talking about just kind of getting people involved and getting new people involved and stuff. Get off. And just getting like new people involved, and like I said, it's kind of our obligation to like inspire those other people, I think. But I think something else that we don't take into account is, even though people get into a spot where they really know what they're doing, like me with audio and stuff, I really just love people and love to hang out.
Yeah,
and
that's one of your gifts, man.
when I
Yeah.
start talking about something and I see someone's face light up, I love that. But
Dude, I
not
love talking to you.
everyone, thank you. But not everyone that is doing, is really good at what they do is also a leader. So and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's really not. But we as leaders have to
Balance that.
pull that passion out of them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of help. That way, then they're more excited about asking a friend, because
That's
some
super
of those
rewarding
people
to
don't
see,
even
man.
ask a friend because they're just like, yeah, I got hired to do this thing. And like, if they were real excited about it, they'd be like, yo, you should do this thing with me.
Mhm.
And like, because their buddies do the same stuff.
Then
Yeah.
they'll take you
So,
out to
like,
lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Trying to
like
get some
that.
free lunch.
I dig that.
That's
Free lunch,
it.
shout out.
Want a Big Mac?
Man,
It's been good.
dude, this has been a
It's been
great
good.
episode. Thanks for having us over.
Once again.
Isaac made us burgers, dude.
Thanks for having us on, man. This is great.
Absolutely.
Hey,
It's
it's
been
no
good.
problem.
Absolutely.
Glad Zach got to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, I
Is this
really
your
like
first
this.
podcast?
This is
feature?
my first podcast.
Yo, that's what's up. Let me get some.
Exclusive.
You popped my cherry, my man.
Oh, yeah. We were
Yes.
thinking it, but I don't want to say it.
I love it.
Well, I'm glad you shared your
Oh.
first podcast experience here on Little Rest Big Fist.
There it is.
So
there
cool.
it is.
So let's do-
We have
Live.
MT Engage Fest that's coming up on September 27th.
Yes, sir.
This man's got it.
And
I
then
pulled up the calendar. You want it?
Yeah, pull up the calendar, but I think I've got it. We have for AMP, the org fair for the RIM department is September 7th from it may be from 10 to 2.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same thing for EMC as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
we film good out there with all our music
and
videos and
then,
films and stuff.
Oh, boy.
Later that night, September 7th, will be the AMP Entertainment Interest Meeting
6 o'clock?
at the BAS SunTrust Room, 3rd floor, 6:30 to 8.
There it is.
And then this is a house party that's coming up called the Kirkwood House Show that's coming up September 22nd. That will be from, I believe it starts at, what date or time will be in details. Anyway,
6-ish, maybe probably 6 to 8-ish.
$5 cover, cash bar. There'll be
The $5 cover comes with a cup and a keg.
Yeah, cup and a keg, and you fill it
What's
up all
that in?
night.
Sweet.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
Yeah, that's really
and
good.
then Film Guild stuff. Y'all have anything?
Yeah, just biggest place to find us is just search MTSU Film Guild on Facebook. That's kind of where we're at.
Stay up to date, y'all.
Yeah, and you can find like we'll put in the description all of our like contact information and everyone's handles and stuff. Just follow us on Instagram. Just come be buddies with us, and we'd love to come hang.
Yeah, come hang out. It's me, Moose. It's Dusty. We got Zach Leonard. We got Isaac Shaw. And then we'll put, like you said, everybody's tags and socials in the description. And thanks for chilling.
Any last remarks for any of you guys?
That's a good one.
That's gonna be.
Hey
it.
yo, are we off on Labor Day?
Yeah. Oh, we better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Like it's the first Monday after school starts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this guy's hustling on the podcast, trying to get work.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I wish.
All right, we good?
It's been good.
We're good, man.
Don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
Oh my god, is it from a movie?
And there's Dustin.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.